is
I
it?
am having a right bloody week.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to be here tonight, I tell you.
Mm,
I've been doing the office trying to do my accounts at the end of the year.
yeah.
And I left the office and realized I hadn't switched the heater on. So I go back into the office. It's pitch black and it's black back.
Yeah.
So I fumbles around, switch the heater off, go back to the front door. And I'd forgotten or didn't realize that when I opened the door to go out, it had stayed open. It's a big, heavy door.
Yeah.
I walks up to the door, gives it a big old heave-o, no door. And I'm flying through the air going, shit, this is going to hurt.
Excellent.
There's only a little step outside the door, but
Yeah. Oh, fuck
I
the
tell you what, when
little
you
steps you
fall
don't
from
see.
6 inches at
Yeah.
speed, yeah, it's funny how
It's-
thing when you fall, you go through the air going, I think this is going to hurt. And you hit the floor and you go, oh dear, I'm on the floor. You don't want, you want to move, but you don't want to move in case you've hurt something.
Yeah, right. You think, ooh,
Yeah, as it is, I'm all
seems
right. I
like,
just got to have some boosters in the morning, but it
well,
makes you realize, though,
how
you're only that one step away, aren't you?
well, it's very easy. Like when I'm shooting outside in the night, and I don't really use the torch for like my eyes to get accustomed. But for
Yeah,
the
it takes
first
a good
half
time
hour,
too.
you can't see where you're walking, and
Yeah,
on my terrace is steps, and it sings and his little dips and whatever, And sometimes I miss a dip sometimes, and he just go wow, and his leg goes forward. He's go
mm,
oh, man,
yeah,
don't fall down the stairs, don't fall down the stairs.
I know. But you do realize because outside the office there's a pallet with a bench on it for the community council, I'm lying there going, oh, I was just so close to hitting that bench. I could be lying there now,
Mm.
having banged my head on because not a lot of people come past my office on a Sunday night,
Well, no,
on a
I
windy
didn't.
Sunday night. You realize you are just one step away from not being here, aren't you?
Where or not where, yeah, basically where.
Easily, you can do something stupid quite easy, like charging out through a door which isn't there,
Yeah, oh yeah, no,
in
no,
the dark.
you're on the realms of doing something nasty there.
Quite easily, but
Mm.
here we go. Not to worry. We're here to tell
Well,
the tale.
mhm.
So what's been happening with you in the week?
Well, not a lot really. I was stuck for what to do for the intro, So I
Yeah,
was trying to work out how we could, because it looks like there's going to be quite a few of me and you talking, So I
yeah.
sort of designed a new series of Kip and Con,
Oh, the Kip and Con. Yeah,
Kip and Con show. So, and trying to develop that a little bit. You'll see what I mean, okay?
yeah, yeah,
Because it's like, it's all blah, 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 blah. At the intro, it's like me, the thing is, it's me and you when we were younger,
yeah.
right? But then it goes into me and you. Oh, Sam's coming in. Me and you
Oh,
now, sort of thing, in front of the hut, talking about,
yeah,
not caricatures, they're different people. That's all. That's just
yeah.
showing that we're different people to what we were, sort of thing. That's the thinking behind. That's the
Yeah.
artistic thinking behind
More
it.
intelligent people now, we can.
Oh, fucking hell, man. I don't know about that.
Full of wisdom.
Full of wisdom. Too full of wisdom, I think.
Mm.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Hey,
Full
Sam,
of
all right?
bollocks, more like. Nice, Sam.
I
How are you doing?
okay. I wasn't sure if it was going to be on tonight, but I could see it was just you two last week, so I thought I'd just stick my finger
Yeah,
in.
don't know what happened last week. I think everybody was getting into the Christmas festivities or being dragged away doing some of the
Well,
best
I
things you
think
do.
it got a bit sort of lively, didn't it? So realized that Michael and Andrew were going to kind of pull a plug for a minute. So I thought, there we are then.
Yeah, well,
So I can see
oh,
you came
that,
on with the with,
well,
with the words of reason, Kip.
yeah.
Well, it
So
comes with
yeah,
my
It
job
seems,
actually, 'cause
seems to be all
that's what I
sorted
have to
now. We've
do.
we've all come to a decision, and it's good.
Yeah,
So we roll on with our lives now, and get on with being
yeah.
silver
yeah.
surfers again. We just talk about nothing serious at all.
You can't dwell on the past. The past is gone. It's history. You can't change it. You can only change tomorrow if you start thinking about it today.
Yeah.
Ah.
There's no point.
Yeah. But if you think, if you, oh, hang on, no, I'm not going into quantum physics, no. But if you've already thought about tomorrow, you've already changed it, you know, don't you?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, because
that's the whole idea, though. You reflect on the past and change the
it's
future.
there, and it's not there at the moment. But once you thought about it, it's there.
Yeah, there's another concept which I won't bore you with. It's a very long theory that it is already there, which is on a different path of it.
Yeah, exactly. It all depends which part you look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every possibility is there. You just don't know
exactly.
which one you're gonna wake up to.
Yeah, when you start in the morning and you look at it, it's like, right. So that was a dream I had last night, was it?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you realise it wasn't a dream, and you're gonna go, oh shit.
It's amazing how your dreams, as well, I don't know a percentage, but say 50% one way, 50% the other. Half your dreams recall little bits of instances which have happened in your past, and it sometimes tweaks the way things were, and sometimes half of them will relate to things that are coming up. And
Yeah, for sure. That's your
There's always a link.
subconscious.
Most of them, you've got a
Business
tenuous
coming
link with most of your dreams to something that's happened or you're thinking about
is
that you've got to do.
when you actually come round
in. Eh?
and you realize it was a dream, you're trying to recall it and thinking, wow. Sometimes I literally get out of bed, grab my notepad, and I write down a couple of bullet points of the dream.
Yeah.
To see if I can identify with anything. You know. Oh look!
I tell you, Biscuit's coming in great. I tell you, I had one night before last. I was talking to Morgan about it because we talk a lot about our dreams, you know. And this one was really good because I've had it before, and I'm sort of like astral planing. And I met these people, and they sort of explained why we're here, and they were Nordics, in fact. And so then I knew, but I already knew all there was to know. But then I got the whole plan, you know. So, hey, Biscuit, right? We're talking about life, the universe, and everything, and dreams. How are you doing? Are you all right?
Are you in mid-think then, Andrew? Oh, there we go. You've woken up from your dream now.
Your mic's not on. Your mic's not working.
Can't hear you.
Should have said anything.
Click your speaker button.
Hear me now? Yeah, great, yeah. So anyway, I was in this dream, right? And in the end, I'm walking along with these two big Nordic types of super beautiful girls. Who's disappeared? And so then I'm just standing on this huge precipice, I think, and there's everything around us is the universe that we know here. But then after that, there's more of that. Then after that, there's more of that, you know? So it's basically never ending. And that was the secret that he passed on to me, that it's not stuck in a giant big bang. It just never ends.
Yeah.
And it's everything's a recommencement. And we are here. He said to me, he said, "Oh yeah, well you're going back because you weren't respectuous to someone. You have to go. You're gonna have to go back to Earth and learn humility or something like that, you know." So when I leave here, I go up to where I'm going to see the check-in with the Nordics. Then they're gonna send me back down here to learn some fucking humility. Bloody great, marvelous.
Nice one.
That was a real. It was so true, you know. Whoa, yeah, I can see everything. I can see the universe and everything.
Isn't that what I think? Is it Buddhists believe that you come back? Which one is it? You come back as something else.
It is.
Yeah, look, he's come back now. He's same as
He's
yours.
one there. Look. The Buddhist.
But it's
As you left your chair,
No,
then
my brother, I'm going to. Pardon?
I said, as you left your chair, you went out of the frame, and you didn't see you walking away totally. You disappeared from your screen, so you disappeared,
Slipped away.
and we were talking then about Con was saying about going off to another atmosphere and coming
All
back or
right.
something. And as we said coming back, you just sat back down in your chair.
You appeared in your chair. You materialized.
Oh yeah, it's all rehearsed, Sam.
Yeah.
No,
Randomly.
I'm going in. I'm having a cataract op tomorrow morning.
Ah, right.
Oh, nice one.
That was my brother wishing me best of luck.
Oh,
Didn't know you had
good.
any trouble with your eyes,
man.
Biscuit.
Yeah.
You haven't been driving in recently, have you?
Yeah,
No.
well, I haven't stopped driving, no. I can periodically in the dark I can see what they mean. Apparently, I had an infection about 2 months ago, and I in my right eye, and had an emergency appointment to see the optician, and she said so it was on my records that I had the start of a cataract, and but she said, by you having to come in because of this infection, it means I can get in to see you when your cataract has deteriorated a lot to the point that you need surgery on it.
Is that because the infection made it worse, did it?
I don't know if it was the infection or whether that's what happens with them sometimes. I don't know. I can't remember. And I know it was a few years ago somebody said that I had the start of it in both eyes. Something that happens with age, I suppose, to certain people. But so I'm going to see this guy now tomorrow, and he's going to do the right one. And then he said, in a week or two, we'll have you in to do the left one.
Oh, nice
Wow.
one.
Oh,
So-
you're all shiny, bright, and new for New Year then.
Yeah.
Everything will be shiny and bright again.
Yeah. I'll be
You
able
wear
to see.
glasses then, Biscuit?
Pardon?
You wear glasses?
Yeah, I got to wear glasses to drive. Well, I got to wear glasses to find my socks and pants
So,
in the morning.
no,
But,
but does that mean then after you've had your cataracts done, will you stop using the glasses, or will you still have to use?
Well, have to
I'm
buy
not
another pair.
sure. I'm not 100%. I know my glasses won't be any good to me, which is a bit of a shame because they're not cheap.
No, they're not. No, no.
But I got to take my glasses off to read. But he said, "Oh, well, all that will change when you've had the surgery on both eyes. You will need glasses to read, but whether I need them for, as I say, finding my socks and pants in the morning, I don't know."
You have to leave it for a few weeks anyway, won't you? To let
Well,
your
yeah,
eyes settle down.
you've got to leave it settle down. So, yeah, they're just, waiting to see the results. It's funny, I went out last Tuesday, one of the groups I used to work with, and I was sat opposite this bloke, Barry, and I said, I haven't seen him for like 12 months, and I said, how's you a year gone, Bar? Oh, he said, not too bad. I had my fucking cataract done, he said, a few months back. And I said, don't say any more.
I don't want to know.
I said, I'm having mine done next Monday. Oh, it's not too bad, he said. It's not, it's a bit late now.
It's a quick operation, though, isn't it? You're in and out in no time at all.
Takes about 20 minutes, apparently.
Yeah.
But the unpleasant thing is, to deaden the eye, they got to inject you in your eye.
Yeah.
I'm not really looking forward to.
I don't think you feel that though, Biscuit. I don't think because I don't think it's.
So you should close
think
your
you
eyes.
feel
And
it.
don't close your eyes and don't look, Biscuit.
Well, I was thinking of going in test.
I'll never forget that story that Bones told us when he was welding. He had some metal flakings in his eye.
All
So
right.
he went down the eye
Oh.
hospital and strapped him down. And he said, they popped my eye out. He said, they sort of took it out and got this magnetic thing. It sucked all the metal off the back of his eye. He said, I was looking at the end of my nose. He said, I couldn't do anything about it.
That's the second time I've heard that story. But
Yeah.
if you speak to an optician, if Bones said that, they must have given him something, because they can't take your eye out and then
I
put
wouldn't
it
have
back
thought so.
to work. No, I
Having
remember
said that,
I remember
well,
my uncle telling me that. But when I said it to an optician, and he said, could he see afterwards? Yeah, I said, he sees all right. You know, he drives and everything.
Yeah.
But he said, he imagined that. He said, because they do not take your eye out of its socket. If they did, it would never work again. He said, you've got an optic nerve behind your eye.
yeah.
And he said, believe me, there isn't like a big loop of
An extension.
Like
elastic band, no.
Extra long cable, like, you know.
Yeah.
But having said that, the lad in work, he had some really bad trouble with his eyes, high pressure, and he was on tablets, and he used to do something to reduce the pressure in his eye. Eventually had to go in for an eye operation, and they put like these elastic band things around the back of his eye. And put these little, some sort of like a relief valve or something in it to get the fluid out of the eye, because the pressure is building up too much.
Yeah. Oh,
So I don't know how they did it. It doesn't sound very good, but
I know I did similar to what Bones did once when I was working down the leisure centre, and I hammered an acro, and it was like a lump of rust on it, and it just sort of exploded, and a load of it went in my eye. And it was, you know, anything with your eye is bloody painful. But I can remember going down to Singleton Hospital, and, you know, you sort of, you know, like you've got your chin on there, and the guy is there with like this microscope looking in your eye with a magnetic needle. And that's how they removed all the metal. But then when I went for an MRI scan years later, they said to me, well, one question we got to ask you, have you ever had metal in your eye? And I said, yes. And they said, all right, fair enough. We'll have to take you for an x-ray first of all. And because they said, if you have got any shards of metal in your eye, and you go in that MRI scanner, it's so magnetic in there that that metal would just rip through your eye.
Wow.
no.
And so we said, we've got to make sure that there's no metal in there. And fortunately, there wasn't. But yeah.
Well,
Good
they never
deal on
asked me that when I went for an MRI scan.
Pardon?
You didn't ask me that when I went for an MRI scan.
All right. Well,
No, me.
definitely.
I've had a couple.
Yeah. I think I've had a
Maybe on
few.
your record of Biscuit.
Pardon?
On your medical records that he'd been into hospital for something in his eye.
Maybe, possibly. Do they read records like that though? I
Well,
don't know.
Well, apparently they're all apparently, allegedly, all on computer now. The
Yeah.
history,
I
you know,
mean,
I can find
the
it.
funny thing is, as Sam says, I've had a few MRIs, but thinking about it, I've only ever been asked that once.
Mm.
And
must have known you had an antecedent as well of that. I don't know.
yeah. There we are.
Yeah, live to tell the tale. That's the main thing.
Correct.
What do you have the
I can
MRI?
remember the first one I had, where you lie down and they slide you in. It was quite a long time ago. I can't remember which one, but it really noisy, really, you know, bam, 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 bam,
Horrible thing.
But the later ones don't seem to be as industrial sounding. You know, they're sounding a lot smoother now.
Well, it's two sorts. There's the MRI scanner, which you go in like a coffin and they slide you in on a bloody wheelie bed. And that is absolutely bloody horrendous.
Oh, yeah.
And then the CAT scanner, which is like a big donut thing, which works slightly differently, and they just slide you through this big donut ring,
Oh, it's a CAT scanner.
pull you
Yeah,
back out
not an
again.
MRI.
You know, which is that's fine. It
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I remember when I think I can't remember which one it was. As I say, I've had a few, and he said to me, you know, are you okay? Like, are you nervy type? And I said, no, I'm not. I'm pretty laid back when it comes like that. You know, if you know you've got to have it done, you've got to have it done. And he was saying that they get people. This was in Morrison Hospital, and he said he was a well-known rugby player. I can't remember who it was now, but he said he came in here, you know, big lump of a bloke, put him in the MRI scan, and he absolutely went frantic. And he said we just had to get him out. And he said he's got to come back now, and we're going to have to sedate him to put him in there.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, when I had to have the first one done, I absolutely crapped myself. I just did not want to go
Well,
in there. I tell you.
what's so bad with it then?
Well, you like it enclosed in a metal box, like a coffin, literally like a coffin. You
Yeah.
lie in a bed and they slide you in and shut the door. So you're in the darkness,
Oh,
there's
fuck.
no room. It's like a little tube. You're in this metal tube and you're like all scrunched up. You got these headphones on and you hear this go through your head.
Oh no, yeah.
All these lights are flashing and everything, and
Yeah.
yeah, it is a
So
weird thing.
you didn't take any acid before going in?
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, man, either you want to be well out of it or you can cope quite well with it. But if you're in between and you get frightened, you have a
Yeah.
button, mind. You can press this button and it'll drag you out.
Yeah.
But I was in there for about 20 minutes, Biscuit. How long were you in there for?
Oh, I went there once. I know they did my lower back once, and they did my knees, so I had to go in head first
Yeah.
of all, to do my lower back, and then when I did my knees, they slide me out, and then go back in, and I had to go in feet first.
That's not so
So
bad, then, is it?
to do my knees, but yes, it is. I'm pretty good with stuff like that, though. If you've got to have it done, you know. Saying that now, perhaps tomorrow I'll ship myself when he.
You could say, have you any allergies? Yeah, needles.
Yeah, yeah.
He comes up to a big, huge syringe.
That's
there,
what. Yeah,
with
yeah,
little bits stripping off the end of it.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm pretty. I remember we were going on holiday a few years back now, and my TV is upstairs, and the evening before we were going away, and we were flying somewhere, I can't remember where, and I was watching one of these airplane crash investigation.
You should not watch them before you go in
And
holiday.
Marion said, how the hell can you watch something like that? I said, well, I may pick up something and something happens tomorrow. No, well,
Couple of tips.
You're seeing
Yeah.
everybody on the plane.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
panic. Panoramic.
Don't,
You've all
yeah,
seen those films, haven't you? Airplane.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, don't panic. Don't panic.
Right.
I used to have a little postcard, and I had it in the front of my old VW, the split screen. And I remember it used to be on the little sun visor bit, tucked in, and it said something like, it was almost like inverse ratio. The whole thing was panic, but it was saying, don't listen to what they say. When you feel like it, panic. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few of those around, isn't there? I can't think of another one now. When everybody around you starts to panic, keep you cool. But then when everybody starts to run like buggery, it's time to start thinking about whether or not you should be getting out as well as it's
Yeah.
this classic sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm all right. And you think, oh shit, everybody's going. Better go.
That's right, yeah.
Might be
tight.
something up here.
But it is. It's strange how way people react because I used to work on the 10th floor in a block of offices in Birmingham, and we had this earthquake about, I don't know, 25 years ago, and the whole building started wobbling, and I was surprised how much it did wobble because stuff was
Yeah.
falling off the shelves, you know, and it was really
Yeah.
wobble.
Yeah.
And people are running around, and I said, "Look, we're on the 10th floor. If it's going to go, you're never going to get down them stairs and up to the front door in
No.
time anyway." And
Yeah.
there's one guy in particular, Chinese guy, and I think it's in their blood, I think, because lots of Chinese houses we go back centuries used to be built of bamboo and stuff because they had so many earthquakes.
Mm.
And he was in a real panic. I said, "Calm down." I said, "There's nothing you can do about it. Just take it easy. You know, we ain't going to get out of here if you want to run down. He's going to fall down." Of
Yeah.
course, it didn't fall down, did it? It's just, you know.
Yeah,
It
it
just
is.
wobbled.
I took two I've been in. One was in the BT Tower block in the Strand. We were in the canteen, and which was on the 11th floor. And as you say, you know,
It does wobble, doesn't it?
oh God, and as because we were in the canteen, you could hear all these plates coming off the shelves and smashing. And then, and the other one I was in, we'd gone to Zante on holiday. What's it, Zakynthos, isn't it?
Again, same thing, yeah.
And it was only like a small little resort, and there was like we got there like at some point today, and there was like a welcome meeting in this bar out just outside the hotel, with the reps trying to flog you trips and stuff like that, like. And while we were in there, that they had an earthquake. Well, I say an earthquake, it's probably just a tremor.
Yeah.
But it felt frightening. And
does,
that was the first one I'd been in. And everybody, this rumbling starts, and all the glasses and plates start clattering and stuff like. And we thought, what the hell's going on? And then somebody, a local, said, "Oh, it's okay, it's only a little tremor." And I said, "Is that normal then?" "Oh, we get them all the time here." And something I didn't know, that apparently, I think Zante is one of the few places where I don't think there's any rats there, because they had a massive earthquake. I can't remember, it was something like 60, I can't remember, within the last 100 years.
And they all fell down the hole.
Apparently, they were a lot of the locals were evacuated to Australia, and there's a lot of Australian people in Zante. In fact, the bloke that owned the hotel that we were staying in, or the apartments, he spent his summer in Zante, where he came from, and his winter in Australia, where his wife lived. And he said he was, as a child, I think, evacuated to Australia, and obviously got married there, and then went back and bought this place and built these apartments.
I thought when you said then about you were in this place and things are falling off the shelves and the plates were coming down, and I thought you were going to say then they were saying, "Oh no, it's the Greek restaurant next door where they throw the plates,"
So,
you know.
yeah.
So what about the rats, Biscuit? I'm still waiting.
Yeah, the rats. I was waiting for the rats.
These rats.
So I can remember somebody saying that there's no rats there. It was due to the earthquake, and it was an island, and everything was like devastated. It must have killed all the rats, I suppose. I don't know. But that's whether it was bullshit or not, I don't know. But I remember that was one of the facts we were told.
Oh, I thought we were going to get a Pied Piper story there or something then.
Yeah, but all the rats fell down the earthquake hole.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a funny old thing, don't it? You know, glad we don't get them very often.
Yeah, and the
Funny
big one.
thing, we're talking about shakes. I think I can briefly remember a fair few years after the tower on the marina. What's it called now? Meridian
Oh,
Tower.
yeah, Meridian Tower.
And I can remember being up in the restaurant of that one stage when there was a fair gust going, and you could actually feel a little bit against the windows. You know,
Yeah,
it's because it's 12 stories, is it something like that? But you know,
I'm not
the where the restaurant was on the top, Grape and Olive, on the
yeah.
tower on the corner of the marina.
Mm.
That's a bit white elephanty now, isn't it? You know, I'm not
Must
sure.
be a lot of problems with it on there, I think.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many of the apartments are actually owned and lived in.
Somebody said, well, you probably know more than me, Rob. Somebody said that some of them have never sold.
I don't know. I think there have been a few empty ones there. People buy these sorts of things. They're speculative developments. You know, they just
Yeah,
buy it, never move into it, and then
Yeah,
30 years down the line, they sell it for a massive profit.
yeah,
well, it's a bit like that with remember what used to be Patrick's down on the on in Mumbles in Southend. Well,
Yeah.
Patrick's must have finally called it a day. And initially, the word I had was that one of the top restaurants in London. What's that one that Michael Caine used to be involved with now? The Ivy or something, and that was opening up where Patrick's was. I thought, oh, great. But of course, as the work went on and on and on, and you could see then it was a total gut refurb just as accommodation. But I think there's 4 or 5 apartments there split between the whole building. I don't think any of them are inhabited at all. And that's more like you were saying about Kip, is actually put them up for sale and people buy them and just sit on them.
I worked on
yeah,
that when it was the boat club
Yeah,
and Patrick's. That was
yeah.
one of the first big jobs I did in Swansea. And
Because you know when they've done the recent thing, the
yeah,
building you see that's got the change on, the outside facade is more or less the same with the balconies and that. But you could tell then it's been sliced up and it's not Patrick's anymore. But did they do anything to all those apartments? Because where the boat club used to be up on the hill,
Mm.
I remember them showing us the accommodation rooms when the 2 women who ran
yeah. Well,
Patrick's
they had one
took
each. You
me up
see.
to and they were really quite high
Yeah,
spec. They
they were.
themed each room, but I'm not sure if they still sit there on a separate kind of Airbnb or whatever.
Well, they got into. Well, I think like a lot of places went through a period where they didn't make enough money
Yeah,
because Patrick's at the restaurant downstairs and it was apartments and sort of rooms upstairs. It was called Patrick with Rooms, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
these sort of
remember once it was
bedrooms
my
upstairs.
birthday. I think it was I'd only been going out with Kim a year or so, and she booked us in. Then my birthday, so we had the meal downstairs, or we might even have gone somewhere else for a meal, and then we stayed in one of the rooms overlooking the
Yeah,
sea upstairs. And they were quite nice, but it was only room for about maybe 4, 5 rooms.
yeah. There weren't many above the restaurant.
No, but then the boat where the fishing club used to be behind it and up the hill. Well, they did a big accommodation. They put dormers in there, didn't they?
Yeah,
They
there was
put big sort of
two apartments, and then there was flats below them.
yeah,
Like Airbnb type flats.
yeah. But I was
But
never aware of it really taking off.
mm,
yeah, I don't know what happened, and they must have cash problems. I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah. Because I think Patrick's was a kind of a tick over. It had its particular clientele, but it never seemed to be really storming. They'd always close for 2 weeks after Christmas and reopen. Seemed to have a little niche, but maybe pre-lockdown it kind of went through a nobody.
Well, there
But
weren't
it was,
many good restaurants in Mumbles, were there? And Patrick's was one of the better ones.
yeah,
But all these loads of them opened up after that, and of course, the competition is.
yeah. Because the one that seems to survive, and I was walking past the other night, is the one next door, the Mediterranean.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing how it's still there because it's. I think it's had its couple of refurbs, but it always looks old and whatever. But the food is supposed to be really good.
Yeah,
The last time I went there was about 10 years ago, so I'm guessing this is
because
good.
you go downstairs where you can see the guys cooking in that downstairs room, and then there's like a little upstairs area as well, isn't there? You go up the stairs and round the
Yeah.
back. Yeah, it looks quite nice in there. And then, as you say, there's a couple of others along there. Then is it the front room, and what's come and gone? The one that used to be the original Knights, right on the corner opposite Yallop's chip shop, that then turned into Trams, didn't it? You know, sort of cheap and cheerful, sort of bacon, egg, and whatever. It's what used to be where the TIV buildings were. It used to be on the end of the arcade, didn't it? Trams. It was kind of beans on toast.
I remember having beans on toast there.
Yeah,
I think the last
that's right.
time I
It's
was
next door to the
back-
TIV, isn't it?
Yeah.
You ever go to that one called Moore? Further
That's
down?
right. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
It's expensive. Went
Yeah.
there once. It was really good. Went there again with some friends, and it was absolutely diabolical. They were just lost the plot. They'd obviously made a name for themselves, and they were riding along on their name. But the standard was absolutely appalling. It really was, and it
Yeah.
wasn't cheap. They chucked us out effectively. They said, "Oh, you got to go now because you've got the other people coming in for the next sitting." I said, "Well, you didn't even serve us for half an hour." Oh,
Yeah.
well, and they weren't having none of it. And I thought, I'll never go there again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But there we go. It's the way some people operate, I suppose. I don't know if it's still going.
Probably not if it's like that.
It's funny, as a place I've been meaning to stick my head in along the front there, but I mean, to talk about creature of habit, I either go down to Verdi's regular, that's 5 days a week, and then a couple of days I'll go down to Langland Bras, just for a change of a walk for Bella and a different sort of sit. But when I go down to Verdi's, and I often think, oh, I'll have a look in the one that's just back a couple from the George. There's the Italian one. What's it called now? Used to have a Lambretta on the front, Dolce Vita or something. And then the one back from it is called Gray's. And I couldn't quite get their angle of what it was, but they seem to open, I think it's something like Tuesday to Sunday, about 9 till 4. And I thought, I'll go in and have a look, but I've never actually got myself to go in and just having a sit and taking it in, And it's next door along from the Mermaid.